Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if it's your first time on here, hello and hi, my name is Martha. Thank you so much for tuning in. To my returning subscribers, thank you for always being here. Welcome back to part 4 of this message of the Syndicates of Stealing Stars. If you haven't watched part 1, 2, and 3, kindly go back and do so and come back for part 4. I hope this message has been helpful and that it will deliver someone, set someone free, and help someone to recover their destiny from the hands of star thieves. Without further ado, let us get right into the message. There are spiritual truths in the spiritual realm that many people avoid speaking about. Some avoid them out of fear, others avoid them because they do not want to appear strange to the world, and some avoid them because acknowledging these realities will require them to change the way they live. But for the star bearers, silence about certain spiritual matters can become dangerous. Not every influence in this world is innocent. There are systems of darkness that benefit from controlling destinies. There are individuals and groups who dedicate themselves to practices that manipulate spiritual power for selfish purposes. Some people call these things myths. Others call them superstition. I was one of them. But the moment I decided to stop being naive and ignorant to the truth that was being shared with me, I realized that these are not myths nor superstition. To be educated is good, but if your education makes you naive or ignorant, then something is wrong. You may be a doctor by title, yet a neonate in the spirit. You may be a renowned scholar by qualification, yet a mere beginner in spiritual matters. You may speak eloquently in the physical, yet remain myopic in the spirit. In all that you are and in all that you do, never forget, it is the spiritual realm that governs the physical world. Here is something I must genuinely say to those who may not know or who may simply be unaware. The truth is, each and every one of us knows something. We come from different families and communities. We only become friends at school, in the workplace, in the city, or wherever life brings us together. Do not underestimate your so-called friend, colleagues, lecturers, or what have you not. And do not easily believe someone, whether a lecturer, whether a friend or a family member, or anyone else who says, I don't believe in such things as people who steal other stars. Many times they are the very ones practicing such things. So the truth is that they don't want you to know what they know. And so they hide behind the blanket of, I don't believe that. I don't think that's true. She's just being so over spiritual. Or they are just being so over spiritual. No, ask them about the families they come from. You will hear stories of things you never expected. There are many people who appear innocent, yet they are very dangerous. I understand what it means to be close to power. People who are close to power are often quiet, unpredictable, and very often very dangerous. I have seen how people can be influenced by others so deeply that their attitudes and behaviors completely change. You may find two people who always work together, yet their attitudes are terrible. They do not speak to anyone, they do not laugh. It is as if they are lifeless, like monuments with no spirit in them. We see them in our class, we see them in our families, we see them in the society. The question is, who influenced the other? That is not maturity, that is influence. And oftentimes it stems from spiritual influence. Once you become my friend, you must be like me. And many of us, we don't understand that. So who is your friend? Who is influencing you? You used to speak with people. You used to laugh with people. You used to be a very nice girl or a very nice boy. All of a sudden, you became a friend with this so-called person and you started behaving like them. What they're exhibiting is exactly what you're exhibiting. The way they speak is the way you start speaking. The way they laugh is the way you laugh. If they're not laughing, you're not laughing. To the point that if they're crying, you also want to start crying. The question is, who is influencing who? However, no matter what you tell such people, they will not change until they come into agreement with the truth, see it for themselves, and choose to walk away. The reality is, whether you like it or not, these things exist. You do not have to accept it or fight it. It is already there. Star thieves will not stop simply because you are uninterested or because you do not believe. They will not stop interfering with your destiny because you move to another town or country. Distance does not limit the spiritual realm. You can run from your country of origin to another country. They will still monitor you. They still know where you are without you telling them where you ran to. Please be careful about the friends you choose. Being the same age does not mean you are the same spiritually. Pay attention. Notice how your life becomes complicated when you associate with certain people. Notice how people begin to distance themselves from you or misunderstand you when you connect with certain individuals. Notice how things seem to decline when you walk with someone and how things begin to improve when you associate with others. Life is spiritual whether you believe it or not. And remember, with every sunrise, we are moving closer to our last day. Decide how you will live the days you have left. Decide the impact you want to make. Decide how you want to be known and remembered. Choose whether you will live a fulfilled life or spend your remaining days in distress. The spiritually awake know that light and darkness have always existed together, not because darkness is good, but because darkness will always fight the light. There are syndicates of darkness that engage in rituals, manipulations, and spiritual practices meant to harvest influence, power, and advantage from others. These rituals are not always what people imagine from movies. Sometimes they are subtle. Sometimes they are disguised as culture. Sometimes they are hidden within gatherings that appear harmless. But the intention behind them is the same: control. All they want to do is just to control you. If you don't become who God called you to be, they are okay with you. But the moment you want to break out of their control, then you become a problem. These forces cannot create stars. They cannot manufacture destinies, but they can attempt to manipulate people who are unaware of their spiritual authority. This is why ignorance becomes dangerous for those who carry strong stars. They are constantly fought so that they do not reveal anything, so that they do not help anybody, and so that they do not become anything. I mean, the question is, how will you become a somebody when you don't know that you are a somebody? How do you become someone who is in control and in charge of your life when you do not know that you have the authority to do so? How will you help somebody else when you cannot help yourself? A star bearer who walks blindly can easily become a target for exploitation. Their energy, creativity, influence, and purpose can be redirected toward things that they were never meant for them. Some people unknowingly participate in environments that slowly drain their spiritual strength. Some align themselves with people who celebrate them publicly but secretly wish to benefit from their light. This is why association must be treated with caution. You need to be careful. Your classmate is not innocent by looks. Just because she's always quiet doesn't mean she is innocent. Ask yourself, why is she so quiet? What is she hiding? What does she know? Or what does she practice that she doesn't want people to find out? Who you allow into your life matters. Who you listen to matters. Who you share your dreams with matters. Because not everyone who is curious about your star is interested in protecting it. Some are interested in studying it. Some are interested in benefiting from it. And some are interested in stopping it before it ever fully shines. History has always shown us this pattern. When the star appeared announcing the birth of Jesus Christ, and I keep on referring to that because it is the key importance for us to know that we all have stars. We all have callings. We are all created for something greater. When the star appeared announcing the birth of Jesus Christ, the heavens declared that a powerful destiny had arrived. Wise men saw the sign and followed it with reverence. They traveled great distances because they understood the spiritual significance of that star. Many of you, if you are to ask your parents, Mommy, Daddy, what happened the day I was born? They will tell you that the way you came into this world shocked all of us. Everybody spoke about your birth. They will tell you that your birth was something different from what they have seen with your siblings. They will tell you that the way you were born, everyone said it was something that they have never seen. In the case of Jesus, not everyone responded with reverence. Some responded with fear, some responded with hostility, and some responded with a desire to destroy what had not even manifested fully yet. A whole entire king who was in charge, fully in control of the kingdom, all of a sudden was threatened by a baby that was just born. But why was this king threatened? Because he understood, he knew what it meant. Why should a baby be born and it's a star that is announcing him? Why should you be born in your village or wherever and all of a sudden everybody wants to look at this baby, how the baby is so beautiful, how this baby is so handsome, the way the baby is doing things. Everybody is amazed. Yet there's so many babies being born in the theater, but this particular one, everybody is amazed. There were those who sought to kill Jesus before his destiny could unfold, before his teaching spread, before his power could transform the world. Why? Because powerful destinies threaten systems that depend on control. And I keep on saying this over and over and over again. The question is, who is controlling your life? Some of you, your friends don't even want you to talk with anybody else. They see you with someone else, they are angry. They want to be in charge of you. They want to control your movement. They want to control who you speak with. Ready at your age? You think that is normal? Some of them will listen to teachings like this and never share them with you. And the moment they see you watching such teachings, they will start speaking down on them. Oh, you believe in her? Do you think what she's saying is true? Some of them will eventually want to change. They will eventually want to listen to what you're saying. But the whole truth is just because they need to be connected to you. For as long as they're not connected to you, they don't have access to you. But the moment they are connected to you, they have all the authority to control you. You have given yourself to their control. That's what it is. You can't control what you are not in charge of. So yeah, they sought to kill Jesus just because powerful destinies threaten systems that depend on control. Even before his public ministry began, there were already forces working to silence him. This pattern did not end in ancient times. It continues in different forms today. Whenever a star appears, attention follows. Some attention comes from those who will support your purpose, but other attention comes from those who fear the change your destiny could bring. This is why the star bearer must learn a crucial lesson. Not everyone deserves access to your journey. Discernment becomes your shield. You must learn when to speak and when to remain silent. You must learn when to reveal your plans and when to guard them carefully. You must learn when to celebrate publicly and when to grow quietly. Many stars are attacked not because they were weak, but because they were exposed too early. Wisdom protects what arrogance reveals. This does not mean living in fear of people. Fear weakens the spirit. What the star bearer must cultivate instead is spiritual alignment. When you love God sincerely, your spirit becomes anchored. When the Holy Spirit guides your life, your awareness sharpens beyond what the human mind can calculate. When you carry God, when you have a star, just something is different about you. You don't have to arrogantly be quiet for people to think you are this or that. No. The Spirit of the Lord covers you. The Spirit of the Lord introduces you. The power of God protects you. The Holy Spirit is not just comfort. The Holy Spirit is protection. The Holy Spirit warns before danger arrives. The Holy Spirit exposes intentions hidden behind smiles. The Holy Spirit strengthens the heart when discouragement tries to creep in. A person who truly walks with God becomes difficult to manipulate because their guidance does not come only from human advice. I know when you're quiet because you're just a quiet person, but I know when you're quiet because you are hiding something. The moment you open your mouth, you will explode and speak everything, the unspeakable things. So you choose silence, and I know it. A person who truly walks with God, their guidance comes from divine direction, and divine direction cannot be easily deceived. This is why loving God is not weakness. It is one of the greatest powers a person can carry. Some people misunderstand faith as something passive, but truth is, faith is active awareness. It shapes how you speak, it shapes how you respond to challenges, it shapes how you interpret the events happening around you. When the Spirit of God is active in your life, you begin to sense when something is not right even before the situation becomes clear. This sensitivity is not paranoia, it is spiritual intelligence. And for the star bearer, this intelligence becomes essential. It's what you need to survive this dark world. Because the more your star begins to shine, the more you must guard your spiritual environment. You must guard your thoughts from voices that try to convince you that your calling is unrealistic. You must guard your heart from relationships that slowly pull you away from your purpose. You must guard your spirit from environments that drain your energy and weaken your connection with God. But the most important thing you must guard is your belief. Because the greatest attack against a star bearer is not always external. Sometimes it is internal. If the enemy of destiny can make you doubt your star, you will dim it yourself. If the enemy of destiny can convince you that you are ordinary when you were created for purpose, you will abandon the very path meant to elevate your life. This is why strengthening your relationship with God is the ultimate protection. When your identity comes from God, people cannot redefine you. When your purpose comes from God, circumstances cannot erase it. When your direction comes from the Holy Spirit, confusion cannot control you for long. The world contains both light and darkness, both wisdom and deception, both truth and manipulation. But the star bearer does not need to live in fear of these realities. Fear is not the answer. Awareness is. When you know who you are in God, your star becomes difficult to exploit. When the Holy Spirit guides your steps, even hidden truths begin to reveal themselves. The syndicates of stealing stars may attempt to confuse, delay, or distract you, but they cannot defeat a person who remains spiritually awake. Your destiny was written by God before anyone ever attempted to challenge it. Your star was placed inside you with intention, so guard it. Protect your spirit. Choose your associations carefully. Walk closely with God and listen to the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Because the most dangerous person to systems of darkness is not the loudest person, not the richest person, not the most famous person. The most dangerous person is the one who knows their star, the one who believes in their calling, walks with God, and refuses to surrender their destiny to anyone. Be that person.